What's up, guys? Back with another video. Today we're doing something cool with my buddy Andy's car. This winter we've been modding like everything we possibly could because, as you know, my car has a lot of stuff done with it and he's kind of like following in my footsteps here. So yeah, without further ado, here's Andy.
So today we are going to be swapping out the rear gears. So right now this car has 331s. We're going to be swapping it for 410s. So I'm super excited to see how this goes. It's going to completely change the car, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll see when we get the car jacked up in the air.
Okay, Andy's pulling the wheels off now, and he's dropping them.
Yeah, yeet. This is so much better than a ratchet.
Oh yeah. That's why I love that thing.
I love it. I need one. Yeet.
Yeah, yeet. And for everybody watching at home, if you need to put your tires back on, it's about like 3 Ugga-Duggas.
Ugga-Dugga and a yeet.
Ugga-Dugga and a yeet. So we got one off.
You know what? Let me grab another box. This is gonna be our yeet box.
Our yeet box, okay. Oh, easy there. Don't destroy your wheels.
Nah, I'm straight.
It's fine. I got new ones.
It's fine. I got new ones. But they're not revealed yet, so don't spoil it.
This is true. Soon to come.
Soon to come, as soon as I get some money to buy my damn wheels.
Yeah, story of my life.
Things ain't cheap, man.
Yeah.
Things ain't cheap.
Okay.
Alright, well, we yeeted those off.
So we got the wheels off. Next, we gotta...
Ooh, you know what?
What?
Give them a little look-see-daisies at last weekend's project.
Oh, yeah. This was prior to YouTube, so... What'd you say they were? The BMR Performance Springs?
BMR Performance Springs, so they drop at 1.2 in the front, 0.5 in the rear, which is perfect for the setup that I'm going to be running. I don't want it to be too low. I looked at the iBox for a little while, but I just didn't want that big of a drop in the rear.
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
Makes sense.
But so far they're pretty good, but if there's one thing that we can agree on from that project, I think it's pretty obvious. Fuck spring compressors.
Oh, yeah. Andy, I about killed Andy.
Almost took my head off. Scariest moment of my life.
Yeah.
We gave it a little bit too much Ugga-Duggas.
Yeah. Well, we were backing them out, and they just kind of decided to do what they wanted to. And
well, what happened?
One side was loose and one side was tight, and it went yeet.
Well,
God!
It's just kind of the spring compressor. We were using shitty, like sketchy ones from, where was it? O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's, yeah.
And funniest thing, we were sitting. Kid you not, we were sitting right here, and the car was just like this. And we're sitting here. Nick's undoing one side, I'm undoing the other one. I forget whose clamp it was. Was it your end or my end? I can't remember.
It was my end because it was before we did the double ratchety thing.
So we're sitting right. Well, I was actually on this side.
Yeah.
So I'm right over here, and Nick's undoing the one, and I'm kind of holding it, and all of a sudden the spring goes, and starts to turn. And we picked that thing up, and I kid you not, it was like holding a dead animal. We were, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. We took it out in the backyard, and we thought that thing for sure was gonna boing.
Yeah, it wasn't our brightest moment.
No, it was terrifying. Is what it was. It was terrifying. I think just talking about it now, I can feel my heart rate.
Yeah, it was. I grabbed it because you got up and ran for the door. I was like, okay, just leave me here. It's fine. I'll get it.
Here's what I said. I said, you pick it up. I'll tell you when. I'm going to get the door. I opened up the door and we both just took off outside. Because keep in mind, we're in Ohio, right? So last weekend, it was probably what? With the wind chill, 18 degrees?
Yeah.
And we're out here in the garage and showing what we have to heat with. Yeah, it does a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we had this heater over here going. It's a kerosene heater.
Yeah.
But it was starting to kind of smoke us out, so...
Not to mention your car was covered in soot.
Oh, if you show them, look over here and show them like up close, it's still kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Don't ever go to those self-car washes. I mean, they're good in a pinch, but when your car is really dirty like that and you have tough stuff to get off, keep in mind it was 35 degrees on Saturday or Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So those self-car washes, the soap was just not strong enough to take all this off. I really wish that I had my foam cannon because it would have been clean, used my Adams polishes, it would have been spotless. I hate seeing her dirty like this, but
yeah.
At least she has a garage.
Yeah.
So that's a plus. I mean, it's sad, but you know what? When you live in Ohio, it's what you deal with.
Yeah, unfortunately. But we're trying.
We're making it work.
But
you know what? This is the perfect time, as Nick and I decided and talked about, for all the stuff that I'm doing to my car, because stay tuned, there's going to be some major things done to this car this winter, and Nick's helping me with it. Can't thank him enough, because he's taught me pretty much everything I know about working on these cars, which is awesome. I'm very appreciative of that. You know, so this is the perfect time to do stuff like this, because once spring rolls around and this car comes out, I'm going to want to enjoy it. I'm not going to want it down for a couple days to do the rear gears, or down for a couple days to do something else and then have to wait on a tune. It's just not worth it. So now's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Nope.
I just hate seeing her dirty.
Yeah, mine's pretty bad too, because
it's winter.
like I washed it before I put it under the car cover. When I took it off today, it just dirt all over it.
Oh yeah, and I mean you can
now that I got that black roof, you can really see it. I'm like, oh god.
Show them what's up above the car.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're in an older garage.
Yeah.
You know, actually, should we give them a little teaser?
I don't know, man.
I mean, you're not really going to be able to see it, so should we give them a little teaser? Just open the door, kind of show them what we're...
I guess. I mean,
I could give them a little teaser.
Just a little one.
Oh, they locked it. You guys aren't going to be able to see real well, but if you can see somewhat, there's a big backyard here. I mean, I think it's 70 feet in width and quite a bit longer in length. It's not huge, but it's pretty big. So there's going to be something going back there in the near future without spoiling too much.
I just want to tell them so bad.
Needless to say, I can give you a big hint of what it is. With that and my car, I'm broke. Just aside from that.
Vague, but okay. Good enough. I mean, we're trying to keep it a secret. So.
Exactly. But I think you can kind of get a little bit of an idea from that. It's going to be absolutely insane. But, like I said, a lot of money.
Yeah. But worth it. Definitely
it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. We're going to have a better place to do these videos where it's not as cramped. I mean, I'm thankful that we have a garage to work in. We actually have space. Because if we were doing this in my garage at home...
Oh, yeah.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't even be able to close the garage door to get the car up on jacks. So, not going to happen. So, it'll be huge, but, you know, we'll just have to see when it happens.
We'll see what happens.
I know. All right, well, we'll catch you guys in a little bit. We're going to get up underneath and pull this, what are we going to do, pull the exhaust off?
Yeah, we got to pull the exhaust off and then drive shaft and then the 4 bolts for the diff and we're good.
All right, well... We'll catch you guys in a little bit then.
Okay.
Alright, so what are we doing now?
So we just got the exhaust off, what we needed to take off of it so we can get the diff out. Now we gotta take the axle nut off, gotta take the caliper off. Normally I loosen up this bolt, which holds onto the e-brake cable, and this, which I can just take off right now. But we'll take this bolt off, which will move that out of the way. We'll take your whatchamacallit, arm, I forget what the hell it's called. Take that off partially. Take this camber arm off the top, just this bolt here. And then I believe there's a bolt here we can take off. And then we can just basically pull this back and it'll allow us to bring the spindle back so we can get this axle out, basically this side of the axle out. so we can pull this back and pop the axle out. Then we'll just repeat that process on the other side.
Cool.
So we'll see you when we get this axle to the point where we're ready to pull it.
All right, let's do it.
Yep.
Yeet. All right, just a quick little update. We got everything taken off on both sides. We got the half shafts pulled out, and we already have 2 of the bolts taken out, right?
Yeah.
2 of these, so we got the back 2 holding it up. We kind of fucked up a little bit.
Yeah.
We put the jacks up a little bit too high. So my jack right here is a little bit sketch city. So a lot of us might get crushed, but
It's okay. It's race car stuff.
I mean, I guess 1 out of 2, 50-50. That's not horrible odds. Better than Vegas. So I guess we can go from there, but we'll get you a quick little update once we get her out, and then we're gonna go get started on these gears. Yeet.
What's up, guys? Quick little update. We're about to head to my work so we can go do all the stuff with the gears. Right here, we got her out. It was a pain, but we did it.
Sketchy. We almost
Slightly,
died.
yeah.
Not quite as sketchy as the springs, though.
Yeah, this is only slightly sketchy.
Yeah, but we got her out. So now we just gotta carry this all the way out there to the truck, put it in the back, and then drive.
Yep, so
we'll catch you guys on the ride there.
oh, sorry if it's dark, but we're just kind of on the way to Krieger now.
Cruising in Big Red.
Big old red.
Big old red. It ain't a Ford, it's a Chevy, but it's a good Chevy.
It's a good Chevy.
Good old Chevy. Good old 95 Silverado. Damn straight. People, it's dark. And Big Red ain't got no right rear turn signal.
Yeah, we do things pretty sketchy. It's fine.
I live that thug life.
Yeah.
Watch out for that 5-0. Not the coyote, but the 5-0.
Yeah. I've had a bad past, just ask my parents.
Yeah, so this is actually, you know what, this brings up a great point. Bad experience with cops. You know what? Story time with Throaty Yodi over here. So, you guys won't know, but before Nick and I both had our Mustangs, we both had motorcycles. What was yours?
It was a 2014 Yamaha R1.
Alright, so once I came home from basic training, basically straight after high school I went to basic training, and once I came home I decided, you know what, it's time, I want to get a bike. So I started out with a, I think it was a 2008 Kawasaki Ninja 250R. Not the greatest bike in the world, but of course, you know, I straight biked it, deleted the muffler so it was loud.
Oh yeah, why not?
So it was,
especially on a bike, because you have to. That was my issue when I got in an accident. The lady said she couldn't even hear me.
Exactly.
She was surprised because of the type of bike it was. I was like, well, because at that point in time, I was pretty damn broke, because that was when I had my 13 GT. So I had my car payment for that, then I had my car payment for my bike, and then my insurance payment for my bike, and just a bunch of other bills, and I was living paycheck to paycheck, and it was bad. So I couldn't afford to put any sort of mods into it, really. Only mod I had was I bought an integrated tail.
oh yeah.
And I put one of those X phone mounts, the X grip. I forget what they're called. Is that what they're called? X grips? Something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, but not to interrupt you, I was just...
Oh no, you're straight, you're straight. So anyway, so after having this bike for about a year, I decided it was time to upgrade. Now, of course, the upgrade couldn't have happened at a worse time. If any of you guys are from the Columbus area, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, you can actually go online and look it up, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So back in March of, I believe, either 2016 or 2017 now, I can't remember, my brain's all scattered. Near Tuttle Crossing, which is our local mall, on 270, my dad 2004 Pontiac Vibe at a dead stop in traffic on the highway, and he got rear-ended by a semi. Now, the semi, they claim, was going 65, and he didn't even attempt to slow down. So, he's very lucky to be alive. And that's why I say that the whole trading the bike up for a bigger one couldn't have happened at a worse time, because the night that everything was going down with trading the bike and whatever, my dad was late to work, and that's when we saw on the news that there was an accident, and we figured, okay, Dad's just going to be stuck in traffic, whatever. Well, that's when we got a mysterious phone call from an unrecognized number, and we let it go to voicemail because my mom was trying to get a hold of my dad. So his phone was going straight to voicemail, and then we heard the voicemail on our phone saying it was from one of the hospitals, saying that they had a patient there, and we were their emergency contact, and then it clicked that my dad was in that accident. So the bike kind of got postponed for a few days, obviously out of respect, because my parents weren't really too big. I don't know about yours, but mine really weren't too big on the whole bike thing.
Yeah, my mom was not too happy with it, but I grew up on bikes. My dad started me out young on some no-name dirt bike, but when I was like, I don't know, like 13, 14 years old, he got me that, and then I upgraded to a bigger bike after that, and then it's kind of weird what happened with life, because my dad bought me like a race bike, because I was going to get into the AMA for motocross, and when we got it, it was brand new off the showroom floor. We had it for like a day, and it started running funky, so we checked the oil, and it was white. It was milky white because coolant got into the engine oil. Brand new bike. So clearly something went wrong on the showroom floor, or they were just trying to screw us over, but we took it back the next day and got our money back, and
For sure.
I went from all about bikes to all about cars from there, but my dad was more supportive about the motorcycle, is what I was getting to.
My dad grew up out in the country, so for him, bikes weren't a big deal, and he even told me if I was out in the country, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. Uncut. So, essentially, like I said, you know, my parents weren't really too keen on the bikes. Of course, it kind of got put on hold for a little bit due to my dad's accident, which I totally understand. You know, he was in a very rough situation. Our whole family was in a very rough situation, so it got put on hold for about a week. The deal still went through, and I upgraded to a 2006 CBR 600RR. And I loved that bike. It was so fun. I decided, since I'm kind of a speed freak at times, I wanted to see how fast I could go on it. So I found a 4.5 mile dead straight road, and I got it up to 160. Scared the shit out of me. But just like with cars and bikes, my motto is you have to push it to its limits, or close to its limits at least once, so you know what it's capable of, so it doesn't scare you. Because if you're afraid of it, that's when bad things happen.
That's when things go wrong.
So I pushed it, you know, whatever, and it was fun. Now we'll backtrack a little bit here. So when I had the Ninja, I was living on Ohio State campus. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar, but Lane Avenue is like one of the main roads, and it runs all the way from, well, pretty much like from Hilliard through UA to Ohio State. So I'm going home from work one day, and of course, it was a Mustang. And this Mustang, it was an older S197, probably like pre-2010. So it was the older body style. Lane Avenue is a very small 2-lane road. So this guy, well, I should say 4-lane. It's 2 lanes going both ways, but they are not very big. So this Mustang, I don't know if he was toying with me or what the deal was, he just kind of kept swerving in my lane. So I decided, all right, I'm gonna get up around this guy. So I kind of give it a little bit of gas. Now, like I said, my bike was straight pipe, so it was loud. And it's a 250, so even though I'm not going fast, it sounds like I'm going fast. So I get up past this Mustang where I feel like I'm safe, essentially. And next thing you know, I see cop lights behind me, and I'm thinking, ha, he got the Mustang for swerving or messing around on the road, sweet. Well, joke's on me, he got right up on my ass and he was pulling me over. So I pulled over on a side street in a neighborhood and, you know, shut my bike off, and I kind of hold my keys out to the side. I was being very respectful, took my helmet off, and when the cop came up, he just was not polite at all. I said, you know, good afternoon, sir, blah, 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 and he basically just came up to me and was just pissed off right off the bat. And all he said was, I'm gonna give you 20 words, well, sorry, 15 words, it was 15. I'm gonna give you 15 words to explain what the hell you just did back there.
Gate shut, we're gonna have to go the other way, my bad.
So, I was totally taken off guard, and you know, I basically told him that I was in an unsafe situation. I have almost been hit on my motorcycle multiple times, so I did what I felt like I needed to do to get away from the car that was making me feel unsafe. And he just instantly, you know, kept copping an attitude. He saw my military ID, I showed him my military ID, and that didn't change the respect levels at all. I was super polite, you know, every single thing he said, or every single time I acknowledged him, I said, yes, sir, no, sir, whatever. And he was just giving me attitude. So he took my license, went back and ran it, and he came back about 5 or 10 minutes later. And of course, you know, my license was in my bag because I'm on a bike. I'm not going to put it in my back pocket because it might fall out. And he basically came back, and he said, well, there's good news and bad news. I was like, okay. And at this point, I'm thinking, I'm gonna get a ticket, because I think he clocked me at 55 and a 35. So I'm thinking...
Parking this spot right there, the 32. Okay. I'll just open that garage door.
So I'm thinking, I'm gonna get a ticket, and my parents are gonna kill me. And it turns out, so he came up, and he said, there's good news and bad news. He said, the good news is your record is clean, so you're not getting a ticket today. And he said something about bad news, and I couldn't really understand him because there was a loud car going by. He said something, something, something about court. And then he gave me my license, and he started to like say goodbye and walk away. And I was like, sorry, I have a question. And he came back and he just kind of like did one of those, and I was like, all right. So I said, so what is this about court? You know, when is my court date? What do I have to do? Whatever. And he just sighed again, and he like almost like yelled at me. And he said, what do you not understand? I'm not giving you a ticket. You don't have to go to court. And I'm like, yes, sir. And you know, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, then why did you mention bad news, something about court? You're putting like weird things in my mind. I don't know what you're trying to say. So he stood there and kind of ripped me a new one for a few more minutes, and he said, if I ever catch you doing this again, you will go to jail, blah, blah, blah. He just ripped me a new one. And then he said, if I ever catch you doing anything like that again and I pull you over, I will... Now this is where it kind of gets sketchy, because I don't remember his exact wording, because my mind was just so blown that I heard him say this. I didn't exactly get the wording, but he said, if I ever catch you again, I am going to physically hold you here, call your parents, and have them come down and watch as I smash your bike with a sledgehammer.
What?
And of course, you know, the entire time I was being respectful. He had his hand on my bike the whole time, and I wanted to say, sir, can you not touch my bike? Can you not, you know, do that? But I was polite and didn't do it. And then he comes out with that. And of course, you know, that was the one day I didn't have my GoPro on me, so I couldn't get his badge number, couldn't get anything. So I was essentially screwed. But yeah, it was just a terrible situation. So I know what it means to be harassed by the cops.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully I don't have a bad record. I haven't been pulled over other than that. But yeah, that was a horrible, like, first break in my getting pulled over virginity. Yeah. Being harassed and told that they're gonna smash my bike with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, really, I never got harassed. It's just, I've gotten tickets, and all of them have been high point having tickets, because it's been like a decent amount of speed, but every time it's ever happened, it's been on cruise control, which is, I've just been super unlucky. Like, I'll go down a road I've never been down before, and I'll think it's a 65-mile-an-hour highway, and it's actually a 50 or a 55. So I'll automatically do 5 over, which I'm thinking it's 65, so I'll be doing 70. And if it's a 50 or 55, that's quite a bit over.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So, and everyone else is doing that speed, and I can't freaking find a sign anywhere. So I'm like, well, it must be the speed. And then I happen to be the one guy that, because I'm in a bright orange loud Mustang. Who else are they gonna pull over?
All right, guys. Well, the good news is we made it. So we're gonna head inside. We're gonna try to film as much as we possibly can, right?
Yep.
I mean, we'll see what we can do. So we'll catch you guys in there. We got the gears in the back, Ford Performance 410s, courtesy of LMR. Shout out to them, hooked me up, and they've always gotten their orders. Like, I've always gotten their orders early. They always tell me it's gonna be like 3 days and I get it next day. So definitely a huge shout out to LMR. Great company, love them to death. So we'll catch you guys in a few, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Catch you then.
All right. Okay, we pulled everything apart. There's the cover. There's his old pinion. There's all the hardware, shims. There's the carrier. I pulled the bolts off for the ring gear. So all we gotta do is put the ring gear on, put the new pinion in. I already pressed the bearing on it up there. And then fill it with fluid and put a new gasket on it, and we're good to go. Any wise words?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be worth it.
Yeah.
Been waiting all my life, and it was right before my eyes, watching all this time slip by. Now I realize, you know I've been waiting, 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 waiting. But will you wait for me?
Time to shine just like a diamond. When life is rough and I ain't with that funny stuff, I use it all as motivation, but it's hard to have the patience. Watching time fly by might be the hardest thing I have to do in life. Frustrated that I ain't wild.